outside my door. Yesterday night, I got my lens adapter. It looks like this. It's got the Nikon mount on the back and the Minolta mount on the front. Can take that off. So this is the Nikon mount. It's F mount, as usual. And this is the Minolta MD-MC Roxsen mount. It's got this little piece of glass in the middle to correct the focal length and make all the lenses work. People were complaining that they were trying to do the impossible and it didn't work, but oh, it did. It works very well, actually. So, oh, and now I have a rear lens cap for my autofocus, actually Nikon lens, which I'm shooting on right now. So let's get the caps all back on and run through these lenses. First we have the 45mm Minolta MD Roxsen X 45mm 1:2 lens made in China, 40mm Minolta. It has a Calamar Haze UV filter on it. It doesn't impair it at all, it just helps and it protects the lens. So it's really nice. It's got, you know, just old 35mm stuff. It's got the f-stop ring, which actually controls the aperture. And you can see that in some of the video I shot today. And this one's very noticeable when you open it or close it. And it's got infinity focus as usual. Next we have the Minolta 28mm or preferably called the wide angle. It's not really wide, but it was for the 35. I mean, compared to the 40, it's zoomed in, it's a lot wider. It also has the f-stops. This one cannot have as wide an aperture as the other, or maybe it can, but I just can't tell. Yeah, they all go to 2.8. Oh no, because that one goes all the way down to 2. So, yeah. Minolta MD 128 Japan 49mm Minolta. It's really nice. Very nice. It's a cool logo too. Okay. Last but definitely not least is, take off the caps here, the telephoto lens. It's a Solajor, I don't know, it's not a Minolta brand, but you can see, zoom out here and zoom in. It's very, very good telephoto. It also has this UV filter on it. The wide angle does not, because it has the lens hood, but this one does. Solagor CD, which is, you know, MDMC mount for Minolta. Zoom and macro lens. I still don't really understand that concept. It is 80 to 200 millimeter, 1 to 4.5, 55. There's its track number. It's MC Solagor CD. Okay. It is really probably the nicest performing out of all the lenses on my DSLR. Well, I mean, aside from the Nikon, but this is the most performing of the Minolta lenses. It also has the f-stops, as you can see. Very cool. Its widest stop is 4.5, but since it's so telephoto, it doesn't really affect it. So, put the filter back on. All these filters are made in Japan. I think that one's a Calamar. This is also a Calamar, but this is a 55mm lens, and the others are 45 and a 48. And my VR is 1855, so I got the Solagor lens cap. And before I go, another cool thing I found out about all this vintage hardware is that this little number actually works in my hot shoe, and it is possibly the craziest flash of all time. Let's see, it has to recycle before it can flash, but it's very cool flash too, and now I can look really professional when I'm trying to take portraits or something. It still goes with the old ASA settings, American Standard Association, from back in the 70s when all this 35mm stuff was made. But check out this brightness. See, the camera couldn't even register it. It just kind of fucked it up. Hopefully I didn't fuck the lens up or anything, but it is ridiculous. We took some pictures on it with these stupidly long shutter speeds. It syncs up when I have it on auto with flash, but the pop-up comes up, and I cannot lock it back down when it's on, so it looks kind of ridiculous, but nobody cares. But let's see if this will look good. See, it just fucks up the camera. But anyway, we took some pictures with like non-custom set exposure, and everything was just white. It is just a ridiculously powerful flash. And keep in mind, I got all this stuff for free, except, I mean, well, technically, if you want to say, I got this lens, and this lens, all for the price of this little adapter here, which was $26. So that's 3 lenses for $26. I think that's a pretty good deal.